I'd love to hear from you guys like what shooting this was like, because particularly for Jessie and Ben, you guys are both followed by so much CGI all the time. Like,
Oh yeah.
Ben, were you imagining the shadows that would be following you when you walked, or like were
Well,
you
it was funny
like,
because
how did you kind of get into that headspace of knowing that like of the CGI that you knew was going to be added later?
I was a bit envious of some of the other powers, because the squallers would kind of make their move, and then this big wind turbine would turn on, and people would be ratcheted on harnesses across a forest, and then the Inferni would sort of flick their gloves like this, and something would catch on fire. And I think even Jessie actually had like wires down your sleeves with lights in her palms, so that it would kind of blind people. And then for me, I would sort of do these elaborate things, and then someone would just turn the lights down a bit. And then I'd be like, it's not, and I'd sort of be looking at Ted, our special effects as supervisor, and I would be kind of like doing like things. I'd be like, you are going to make something happen, aren't you? Because at the moment I'm feeling a bit ridiculous.
Did that make it harder to feel really menacing, and like where you're just like, maybe this is doing something?
I had faith. And also a lot of the effects were practical, so it would kind of go dark in the room when you clap, which for some reason, you can try it in your living rooms right now. Clap and get someone to turn the lights off. It makes you feel like you did it. So
get a dimming, use a dimming switch for
use a dimming switch and then turn the lights down like that, and you do feel quite powerful.
There's a really cool moment actually in episode 7 when Mal's just been shot with a arrow, and then we can just sense the Kerrigan coming, because it was a practical effect. They did a lighting effect so that it looked like the shadows were moving forward.
Yeah,
and it
looked
really cool.
That.
And that is a practical effect. So moments like that, you don't really need to imagine anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine the practical effects make it a lot easier.
Even on the romance side, there's a lovely moment, and it sort of almost gets there when you see it in the final moment. But there's a moment where Kerrigan and Alina are just inching closer towards each other, and then the shadows meet on the wall before they meet, and so it's there's some interesting. So they sort of play with light and shadow as sort of metaphor for the story as well.